All right. Here we are. This is the Orlando Voice podcast. And today we have the commissioner from District 6, Michael Scott. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. Hey, everybody.
Good
All
afternoon.
right. And I would like to introduce our host, Trevor Honahan. He is the editor and sports correspondent for the Orlando Voice. Hello, Trevor.
Thank you, David. Good to be here.
All right. And yours truly, David Washington from J.M. Washington LLC and the T8020 community. So let's just jump right into it and a little background in regards to this conversation. So, listeners, viewers, Commissioner Mike Scott became the first Orange County commissioner to publicly endorse the Orlando Dreamers Major League Baseball franchise effort, stating, "Baseball is coming soon," in a video release in May 2025. His key points included Scott emphasized broadening the area's economic base beyond theme parks, wanting visitors to come here for more than the theme park and to see a vision. Also, Commissioner Scott views baseball as fostering family connections, stating, when you think about being a baseball town, you think about family. You think about taking kids to the game. Also, Scott highlighted the inspirational aspect for local youth, stating it's an opportunity for kids to see something they can be in the future. How true is that? And then, in regards to regional identity, Commissioner Scott sees the addition of a professional sports team as something that would benefit families and children who look up to athletes. The project involves a proposed 45,000 seat stadium on 35.5 acres near SeaWorld and Adequa or Aquatica or International Drive, with total project costs potentially approaching $2 billion. So, Commissioner Scott, my first question is this. You've spoken about broadening Orange County's economic base beyond tourism. Could you elaborate on how you envision Major League Baseball contributing to the county's long term economic diversification strategy?
Short term is excitement. It's all the feels, so to speak. You think of any time something is new, you're happy to be a part of it and to celebrate it. But I think long term, it creates an opportunity for jobs and investment in local businesses. When you look at just any given sports activity that comes here, they touch probably about 100 different businesses in different ways. And it can be something as simple as parking or selling hot dogs or providing cups or food or different services. And so for me, when we talk about these large activities and these large sports events that come here, yeah, I believe they should not only come here to be a public-private partnership because, when you have uh, private industry doing things by themselves, there's very little opportunity for public input and public engagement because it's a private entity. They can do to some degree what they want. And so making it a public-private partnership in ways that make sense for all parties, I think is something we should definitely have a conversation about.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner, in your public statements, you've emphasized wanting visitors to see a vision when they come to Orlando. How do you see Major League Baseball helping to reshape or enhance Orange County's cultural identity and regional brand?
Well, if I had to think of about a regional brand, you have Visit Orlando and OEP saying this unbelievably real. Um, and I would love it to be unbelievably authentic. I would love for us to be a place where, regardless of what you're looking for, you can find it here in Orlando. And so, for me, just thinking about folks that come here for tourism, there are folks that come here for the arts. There are folks that come here for sports. There are folks that come here for soccer. And whether that's from another county or another city or another state, I think we have for lack of a better word, the right ecosystem and mix of environment where we can cater to a multitude of interests, whether they're sports or something else.
Excellent. Great. Thank you, Commissioner. Um, for our next question, what specific economic benefits and metrics do you anticipate from the proposed MLB franchise? And how do you envision these benefits being distributed throughout Orange County's various districts and communities?
So I don't have any specific metrics I can give you because again, I don't know all the details
Okay.
that will lead to a successful partnership that gives us a stadium. But what I can say is when you look at the instance of the Orlando Magic, they invested in every district in the county, and we have the Orlando Magic gyms, and so you have opportunities for youth to not only play sports for their respective leagues, whatever that may be, but you have an opportunity for a professional sports team to engage them in a facility that is consistent with what the kids would see if they were going to college, if they were going to any other professional leagues, whether it's the NBA or some other international teams.
Understood. Commissioner, you know how family friendly Orlando is, and you've emphasized the family oriented nature of baseball and its potential to bring the community together. What mechanisms do you foresee for ensuring the franchise actively engages with local residents, and how does that build a lasting community connection between the families and baseball in Orlando?
So, two examples, local examples I would give here is you have the Orlando Magic Youth Foundation, or Orlando Magic Youth Foundation, and they not only give dollars, they give engagement. And so, whether it's a young person that wants to be an athlete on the field, whatever sport, or someone who maybe wants to be an athletic trainer, or maybe go in marketing or sales, that opportunity is there through the organization and through the nonprofit. Likewise, although the NFL Pro Bowl is not like a permanent fixture here, it is a consistent one. And when they come here in the days leading up to the event, they do a number of activities. Something as simple as, hey, I'm going to play and throw the ball around with kids at a community center, or something more important to different folks, like we're going to plant trees. And so when you look at the impact of a professional sports team and everything that comes with it, you look at the potential for opportunity, but also awareness to issues that might not get to a local or national news story, but now it's a national or local news story because you have this large organization, in this case MLB, talking about it, where otherwise they wouldn't have that visibility. And so for me, it's not only engaging the community, it's allowing another avenue for a spotlight for things that we know are important to the people that live in any given area of Orange County.
Excellent. And to go along with that theme of long term and opportunities for the future, looking ahead 10 to 20 years, how do you envision a Major League Baseball franchise fitting into Orange County's broader development trajectory and contributing to the region's competitive positioning nationally?
Um, so it's kind of like a two-part question. I think the region, um, creating a pipeline where it could be homegrown. What an opportunity to say I went to school in Orange County. I played baseball in Little League, and then maybe I played for my local high school. I played college ball at UCF, and now I'm a part of a major league team. What a story, right? And so creating ecosystems around that so that our talent is here. When you look at communities that grow, any type of community, whether it's a religious community or ethnic community, you see communities stay that reinvest in their communities and circulate that dollar. And so I feel like that's another opportunity for us to be able to create not only an opportunity for young people and families, but an opportunity for jobs and economic and development. And then when you talk about how do you position ourselves competitive to the other places that people want to visit, New York has its appeal, LA has its appeal, Las Vegas has its appeal. And when you think of Orlando or the Orange County area, you think of Disney or you think of theme parks. I want you to think of so much more. I want you to think of, hey, there's sports there, and I'm gonna go and catch the Pro Bowl. I'm gonna see an NBA game. Maybe I'll go and see, a major league game as well. But also, hey, I'm going to catch an art show at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. And so, me is just creating a culture of all needs, opportunity of all needs. So, whatever you're looking for, whatever your interest, you can find in Orlando, and maybe you come and visit once or twice. But now, on this third time, hey, this is a really great place to live. This is a great place to work. It gives that family vibe because, like for me, when you look at Orlando compared to other cities, we give that big town feel, that big town vibe without the
Sure.
big town stress, in terms of
Absolutely.
parking. I remember I went to Chicago and I remember parking was like $50 a night. I'm like, wait, what is
Hey, it's
this?
Chicago.
We don't have this in Orlando, $50.
That's my
So
hometown.
just having that experience, I think that we're in a position to be able to create something that doesn't exist elsewhere in the States.
Sure.
That's fantastic. Commissioner, one more question before we let you get out of here. How does your support for Major League Baseball in Orange County align with your broader legislative policies and your policy agenda as a county commissioner?
So my support is support for the conversation. I'm about any conversation that creates jobs because when you bring something new to an area, it's usually, hey, I would like land or money or TDT in this case, right? But when
Yeah.
people are asking for an investment in whatever it is they're trying to do, we can also ask for that same investment. And so for me, that's, hey, tell me what you're doing when it comes to local jobs and not just part-time jobs, full-time jobs.
Mhm.
What are you doing in the way of housing? And so anytime that someone comes here, an individual or an entity, I want to know what can you do for the community and not just my district, because obviously I represent District 6, which is a small geographical portion of the county. But the decisions, me and my colleagues in the mayor make, we impact everyone. And so making sure that we are not only creating opportunities for people to be able to work and provide in a way that's not boring to them. Like I would love to work for a Major League Baseball team, but also making sure that we have the important stuff: food, safety, shelter, water. There's nothing that I do or will ever do on anybody's job that isn't supported by what I do at home with my family, where
Mhm.
I go and I get my peace. And
Right.
so, as I shared earlier, the magic creating those gyms. I just finished talking to the parks manager earlier about, a local sports team, kids, the AAU team wanting to practice at a gym and trying to work something out so that they can do that because they're advancing into like a semifinals type of conference for that particular sports league. But it's always going to be about family and youth, largely because everything that anybody ever does, no matter what their faith is, no matter how much money they have, they do it for their family and the people they love. And so that always has to be in the forefront of decisions that I make. Um, but aside from that, knowing that um, I might have started my career at a theme park, I might have worked at a hotel. Imagine what it could be for me if my mom seen me on TV on the sidelines, maybe doing the score or taking a picture with a professional athlete, creating more opportunities like that, because a lot of the challenges that we have are with young people and not in a criminal sense, but just in them being good members of the community, being able to engage and have conversations. And everybody likes sports to some degree. Everybody will go to a football, basketball, or baseball game to support and see someone they see. I had someone who works for a sports team share with me that his daughter was at an awards show. He was just so proud that she was in that ecosystem of successful people. And so bringing more successful people, more large national conversations into the mix, um, in my opinion, lays the foundation for a higher spotlight on us. If you go international, again, people know New York, LA, and maybe they know Texas, but not everybody knows Orlando if they're not looking for theme parks. And so, how do we position ourselves to have not only that national stature, but that international stature? And so, knowing that you can find anything in Orlando, whatever your interest is, whatever your passion is, I think supports the larger goal of the county and region of economic growth beyond the tourism industry, even beyond the medical city and some of the technology advancements that we have in Neo City and Osceola. And so just creating an atmosphere so that when you go to school here, not only can you go to school, you can find your career here. Last thing I'll say about just the economic development is that you see years ago we had a huge presence when it came to media production, TVs, movies, and the like. And from that, you've seen so many superstars come out of Orlando, the Mickey Mouse Club, Nickelodeon. When you look at Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, all those folks, they were coming here, and so being that's a sense of pride, I think, for their family and for our community that we need to get back to, and setting up the ecosystem that kind of supports that is a goal of mine.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. I would love to interview you again for the Orlando Voice to talk about those economic opportunities, particularly as we're moving closer and closer to artificial intelligence and the blockchain cryptocurrency becoming more of a mainstay in our everyday lives, and and see where your thinking's at and where the county's thinking's at. And thank you. Appreciate this opportunity today.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
your
you guys for
insight.
having me. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Where can our viewers and listeners find you on social media?
Social media, if they look for My Mike Scott, MyMikescott, they'll find me pretty much on any social media platform, My Mike Scott FL or My Mike Scott on, Instagram and Twitter and all the different social media platforms that are not hard to find.
Excellent. Thank
Beautiful.
you. And please, for our viewers, if you love what you hear and want to hear more from the Orlando Voice, from Trevor, from myself, please like, subscribe, share this with those family members, friends, influencers, candidates, political, elected folks. Maybe there's something that we spark some interest in or spark more interest in. Trevor, anything you would like to say in closing?
Mr. Scott, thank you. I'm a huge fan of you and baseball and sports in general in Orlando. I look forward to the future and watching this program or this plan develop. David, the Orlando Voice has spoken. We are decentralizing media and allowing people to get the real news from real individuals in our city. So it was a pleasure speaking with you all, and I look forward to the next opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Guys.
Thank you,
Take
Commissioner.
care.
Bye now.